Hi, this is Scott Turk with Diagnostic Imaging Services. I'm going to take a few minutes today to just walk you through briefly a demonstration of how you can register online with us for your appointment at DIS before you come to one of our locations. By registering online, you'll save yourself approximately 10 minutes from having to come in early prior to your exam time in order to fill out all that necessary paperwork that we need. The information that you provide to us online is transmitted securely to our Patient Financial Services Department and is never shared with anybody outside the walls of DIS. So if you'd like to save yourself about 10 minutes, let me show you how it's done. The first thing that we need to do is go ahead and open up a web browser, and I'm going to zoom in so that we get better resolution on this presentation. I'm going up to the address bar, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the DIS website, and that website is www.disnola.com. And when you get to our website, obviously you will see our name in the address bar up here, and this will be our home page. You can't see it in its entirety, but if I show you across the top, this is the top approximately 1/4 of our home page. You can see the menus across the top with our logo in the left corner. The easiest way to get to our online registration form is to scroll down on the home page and go about halfway down, a little bit more than halfway actually, on the left hand side of the screen, and you will see a section titled Quick Links. And on the Quick Links section, there's the link for online registration. So we just go ahead and click that once, and it should come up with the form momentarily. And here's our form. The other way to get to the online registration form is through one of the menu button options that are consistent throughout the site. There is a menu button called Prepare for Your Visit, and under that menu, the same link for online registration. Either way will get you to our form. Our form is broken up into, I think, 5 different sections. The first section is for patient information. This section has fields that are mandatory. We need to have these filled out in order to be able to process the registration information. In this section, they are highlighted in blue. The very bottom of the form is exam-related information. Because of design restrictions on the form itself, we were not able to put those fields in blue, but towards the end of this demonstration I'll show you what we need to have included before you click the submit button. So the patient information would go here. So if it was yourself, you would just enter your information. So I'm going to pretend that I'm John Doe, so I'm going to enter this in. Middle initial is not required, so I'm going to bypass that. I'm going to put in my date of birth as the 7th of June, and the year is going to be 1967. Then we require a home address, and of course your city, state, and zip code. We also need the last field that is required is a home or cell phone number that we can contact you. So I'm just going to put a sample number in here. The other fields that you see are not mandatory, but we encourage you that if you have that information and you would want to share it with us, that you do so. Any and all information will be very helpful for us as part of the registration process. The second section is insurance information. So for those with healthcare insurance coverage, this is the information that you can enter here. Again, it's not mandatory, but we very much encourage inclusion of this information. So I'm going to put that down as ABC Health Insurance. And this information that you enter usually can be found on the front or the back or both of your insurance card. So we enter in all that information and get to the next section, which is policyholder information. Now this section is only needed if the policyholder is someone other than the patient. So Let's say that I, as John, have family coverage and my wife is going to have the exam. So I'm going to again enter in all my information here because I'm the policy holder. So I would enter John Doe and so on. Much of the repetitive information on the top, although under the patient information on the top, instead of John Doe, it would be my wife's name that would be entered there. And I would indicate here that it is the spouse as far as the relation to myself. So that's this section, and you can see that much of the information is consistent in the fields for policyholder as it was for patient information. This section right below, which is guarantor's information, is needed if the patient coming to DIS is under the age of 18 and if the minor is being accompanied by a party who is not the policyholder. So in this, the prior example where I said I had family health coverage for my wife and 2 children, let's say that my 11-year-old son needs an exam at DIS and my wife is going to bring him to the center. In that case, we would indicate that the child is related to me. And again, my information, excuse me, as the policyholder needs to be entered here. The very last part of the registration form is the exam related information. So let's go back to our original scenario where I, as John Doe, am going to have the exam at DIS. So I'm going to indicate here that we need to have an MRI, or I need to have an MRI. I'm going to have it done on the West Bank in Marrero. And the date of the exam is going to be the 18th of June in 2013. All right, so all the information's been completed to the best of my knowledge. So what we encourage before you press that submit button is to go through and review the information that you've entered in. Make sure that it's accurate and correct, especially for the fields that are required. So in case you had a spelling error or something else that might have occurred, here's your opportunity to review and correct. So in fact, I'm going to just add something as part of my review process and put in a middle initial. But when satisfied with everything, you go ahead and click that submit button. I'm not going to click it here for demonstration purposes because I'm working with a live website and I don't want to send a test registration process to our patient financial services department. But if the submission is successful, you will get a message right below here that says thank you for your submission. We will go ahead and process your registration, and we look forward to seeing you. If there is an error within the form, a message will be displayed here as well. The most common error is that one of the required fields is missing. So if you just simply make that correction and go ahead and click the submit button again, when you get that successful send, you'll get that message that I just described earlier. The information is all secure through the internet and goes directly to our Patient Financial Services Department. If you have any questions about how to fill out this registration form online, or if you're having any issues or problems with it, please call our PFS, Patient Financial Services Department, and their direct number is area code 504 459 3220. That ends our demonstration. As you can see, registering online with us is what we believe to be simple, easy, and convenient, and another reason for you to say yes to DIS. So until next time, stay well.